Well, they do say third time's a charm, but today we're going to say third place a charm, as we are going to review the best songs in third place from this past decade. You know what that means. Let's talk Eurovision. What's up, you fools? Mad ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Welcome back to yet another blast from the past video, if you will. You voted in the poll. Mad ESC United, make sure you follow me on Twitter for future polls, and you decided that I should rank the third places from this past decade, 2010s. Yes, because in Eurovision terms, that decade is over and done now. So let's celebrate the music from the past. It wasn't that long ago, but you get what I'm saying. So I will rank the third places from best to worst, or worst to best. That's how we're going to do it here, and share my thoughts. And let me tell you something. I'm not sure if you have looked at that list, but to me, that list is insanely strong. Third places this past decade, I couldn't rank them. I mean, I did, but it was so difficult. There are 7 songs that I love, 2 songs that I like, and only 1 I do not care for. So anyone in the top 9 gets a round of applause from me. So I did the best I could based on music taste and just composition and all of that stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all the shenanigans before. Let's delve right into it. Here are my top 10 of the third places from the 2010s. In 10th place, and as pointed out, the only song I don't really care for on this list, gotta be honest, is 2011. Yes, Eric Saade, popular. Not very popular with me, as you can tell. Now, the whole glass box thing, fun and whatnot, but I don't get it. It had nothing to do with the song. And as I said, it's the only song in this list that I really wasn't impressed with in the slightest. Sorry, Eric. Now, he does a fine job hosting Melodifestivalen, winning, clearly not my thing with this kind of music. I'm just not okay with it, I'm going to say. Singing about he will be popular, my body wants you, girl, that. I'm like, I can't. Lyrically, it just drives me up the wall. I think one of the things that really bothers me, he's trying so hard to sound modern and contemporary, yet he's trying to cover up, like a facade, to cover up the very Swedish Schlager sound that the song has. Embrace it. It's not a bad thing, but don't hide or like pretend it's not what it is. I think it's Eric's delivery that really made it work. And you got to give credit where it's due. I think he was completely into the song. He gave it his all. He looked fine and all of that. So that to me was probably the selling point here. And I remember watching this with my family in Germany, and they all liked the song when it came on. And I was like, my head exploded. In 9th place, once again, I like the song actually, and a lot of people will be probably upset it's this low, but I had to do it. My 9th place is 2010. Playing with fire. I know. Just the fact that this is so low in my ranking is just evidence to how strong this lineup is of third places in my view. Now, the song was not for me actually back in 2010. Like, I didn't get the initial hype about it. Again, it really was difficult for me to get past this boy, 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 can't you see, girl, 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 no, no, no. No. So I was not team Ovi and Paula initially back then, although I gotta say I always had a huge appreciation for Paula's vocals and just her whole vibe and aura. Big fan. So that for sure. But this has basically become more of a Eurovision classic, don't you think? It grew on me a lot. I really started liking it when it's on now, whether it's on my playlist or at a Euro club, anything like that. And yes, Paula's big high note, that operatic part. It never gets old. I could listen to that 100 times. And I like the piano theme, the staging and all of that. Plenty of pyros, and And let's be real here, both Ovi and Paula, these two have great chemistry. And it's genuine on top of it. So even though this is not only my 9th place, let me be clear. Let me say it loud. This is a great song. It just sucks that all the good songs ended up in 3rd place for some reason. Not fair. Moving on. In 8th place is 2017.
Hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama.
Now, in 2010, we all remember Moldova gave us Epic Sax Guy, and then in 2017, Moldova gave us Epic Sax Guy with actually a good song. I didn't like 2010. Now, who would have thought, though, Hey Mama would finish in 3rd place? That I did not see coming. But I think it was just unapologetic fun. Unapologetic fun in what I felt like was a very dreary Eurovision year. So this was just something that we needed desperately. And, you know, dancing grooms and brides. Flying bouquets, high level of energy and engagement. Yes, once again, not a masterpiece from a composition perspective, and you can say it's all very gimmicky, but for some reason I can look past it on this one. Well, now the studio version to me, still enjoyable, is anywhere near exciting than the live performance. So much fun. So definitely 8th place. Deserved. Moving on to my 7th place, and once again, I love every song left. 7 songs that I think are all amazing. So even though they may not be all in number 1, I have nothing but an appreciation for it. So 7th place on my list, 2014.
Undo myself, undo what hurts so bad.
2014, one of Swedish best entries this decade, and it pains me to put it this low on my list. 7th place, it just doesn't sound right. I just feel like the remaining songs on my list are just a little bit more superior from a lyrical composition. And I will not deny my appreciation for this one, though. And yes, the lyrics are a bit odd. Undo my sad. Incomplete sentence. I love how they eventually had to add the word love to it for it make a little bit more sense. Now, some complained about the yodel sound, the undo, and I'm like, I like that part. That makes it stand out. It's memorable. That's a good thing. Now, this was Sanna's 7th attempt to win Melodifestivalen and go to Eurovision, and she did it. And I was very happy for her. She made her country proud. This was a really good effort. I love it. In 6th place, 2019. Oh, Sergey. Oh, Sergey. I was thrilled that you returned to the contest, and I was thrilled that you went with something that's so different from your previous effort. You could have easily gone with the same route. It was safe, but you didn't. It's not an easy song to get into. I completely understand that. It's not standard Eurovision friendly sound that people gravitate towards initially, but it was totally up my alley. I was hoping actually more for a theatrical staging to suit the very theatrical sound to it. But nevertheless, great effort from Russia. And yes, I know, Scream, polarizing as pointed out, but not to me. It has everything. He can certainly sing, and there's a reason why the televoters put it quite high up there. And there was stiff competition out there that year, or this year I should say, but he held his own. He held his own. And we need more grand epic sounds like that at Eurovision. I love it, and that's just me though. Moving on, here is my top 5 in 5th place. This is so hard. I can't believe it's only in 5th place, but my number 5 is 2016. Oh my god. Back-to-back Sergey action here. That came out wrong. But anyway, Thunder and Lightning, it's getting exciting, is still probably my all-time favorite Eurovision line. I use it all the time, not just in Eurovision context. I use it with my family and friends, even though they're like, what are you talking about? I think it's fantastic. So yeah, remember all our faces and jaws dropped, I should say, when we started climbing up that wall. It was so cool. Visually, one of the best efforts ever in Eurovision history, I want to say. And yes, it's a safe pop song technically on the surface, right? And it is so darn catchy though. It's so much fun. And I think melodically it has actually quite a lot going for it. First of all, it perfectly suits Sergey's vocals. And the range overall, it's just totally perfectly staged experience. It all came together. Ugh, I loved it. Now we remember so many of the lyrics as well, right? Thunder and lightning, as I talked about. You're the only one. You're my only one. If you remember so many parts of a song, that is a very powerful tool, especially in Eurovision. The only reason why I didn't put it higher is I just find the other songs a little bit more stand out-ish, just based on the song quality alone. Moving on, my fourth place, love it to bits. It's 2012.
Nije ljubav stvar, da bi ti je vratio, gledaj to sam samo ja.
Zejljo Joksimovich, he is the master of Balkan sound, to me at least. Now, I love both of his efforts, like in 2004 as well, this one he wrote as well, and the other ones that he didn't even sing, like the one that he composed, also all great, but he outdid himself here, absolutely. And Amore will always have a special place in my heart and will be a highlight in Eurovision composition terms. But don't knock down this one, his 2012 effort. It's fantastic. Fantastic. This is why I'm so glad we have the contest. Songs and sounds like that you don't hear anywhere internationally. Like, unless you really seek it out, it's difficult to come across it in the music charts. And I have such an appreciation for it. Oh, and I don't speak Serbian, but you don't need to. The magic is in the delivery here. The writing, the orchestration, so good. And I'm going to say something insanely controversial right now, and it may get me banned from a lot of Eurovision parties going forward, but I'll say it anyway. I prefer this one to the actual winner, Euphoria. Uh-oh. It's time to move on to the medal table, and this is once again not an easy task. Who's getting bronze, silver, and gold? Let's find out together. My third place bronze medal goes to... I don't know why I said it like that. 2018.
Would be right if you go running away from love, ain't nobody but you.
2018, for anyone saying that the juries are not needed, get out of here. They saved this one. This was probably my favorite of 2018. Cezar was so humble and approachable in Lisbon, and you can just tell that he has true love for music, and it just comes across that way. I mean, the staging alone was fantastic. I mean, who else took advantage of that awesome bridge lift thing that really just made it pop? And I can't say good enough things about this one. It's comfortably gospel, right, without being over the top, melodically stimulating, and it's just Austria at their best. Absolutely. And when I first sat down doing this list, I was like, oh, well, obviously Austria 2018 is going to be my number one, and I'm mad at myself for not putting this higher. But I think, give me a year or two, so this song becomes even more and more comfortable and part of my standard Eurovision playlist, and this could potentially be my number one. It is just timeless awesomeness. So as you can see, we have two songs left, 2013 and 15. These are my top two. Before I share with you my favorite, let's discuss them real quick. 2013. I will never understand the beginning of the song, the staging I should say, with that gentle giant carrying Zlata on stage, then dropping her off and disappears. I'm like, it was unneeded. But again, once the very, 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 very gorgeous Zlata opens her mouth, I was just mesmerized. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. Yes, it has a little bit more of a movie soundtrack vibe to it, the song, but I think what that makes it stand out. It doesn't follow the standard structure that you get, you know, like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, and all that stuff. It's a little different. So it's outside the box structure. Totally digging this one, and I just love that part. I'm like a butterfly. Ugh. I could listen to it on replay all the time. So good. Seriously though, Ukraine had a good amount of great efforts at Eurovision. Still to this date, my number one from Ukraine. I'm not going to lie. And the best vocalists. Absolutely. I mean, they just added this really cool atmosphere to the song. I love it. I hope Zlata actually will never return to the contest because there's just no way that she'll be able to top this. It's just not possible. Let's talk about 2015. I was just praising the juries, right? And now I'm going to bash them. But then again, I just bashed the televoters. So, oh well. Let's turn it around. Now, this should have won in 2015. The televoters got it right. I'm not going to lie. The juries were probably hangry. Oh, something maybe they didn't get laid the night before. I don't know what their reason was, but Grande Amore is such a cliche title. I get that. Like, it's the only two words I know in Italian. But those three men, when they started singing, young men, I should say, I mean, they were like barely 18, I think. It was perfection. Absolutely. And those pipes and harmonies were tight. They were tight. Now, the song is a mood, absolute mood, and what a way to close the show that night. And the big note at the end again. I like big notes, I'm not going to lie. Pop opera at its best. Absolutely. Volo are my winners that year, and all of the success they've had ever since, very well deserved. Absolutely. Absolute goosebumps material. Italy just owns the contest as of late for a reason. So choosing between those two songs was not an easy task, but I did it anyway. So the winner, my favorite third place of the 2010s is 2015, Il Volo. You deserved it, guys. It's just so good. But love you, Ukraine. Love that song. And yes, once again, a fantastic list. Fantastic songs in third place. Tell me I'm right. If you don't agree, that is fine as well. But aren't these songs pretty darn good? I would love to hear from you. Who were your favorites, least favorites? Are you close to mine? Are we totally opposite? Leave your thoughts below in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good whatever.